Hello, welcome to helping me improve my memory. I'm very nice. It's very nice to have you guys here and helping me out with this. Okay, so we are in the second week, the last day of the second week. When we have a very bigish quote from Kevin Hart. Yeah, remember that one. That's hard for me remembering names. So improvement, right? We have a quote from Kevin Hart, and we're gonna see how I stand on that one. Let's see first, because I have something very interesting to share with you guys, and we're gonna talk a bit about that one at first. So I have heard, I suppose you have as well, heard about a lot of there are a lot of studies and a lot of articles talking about how exercise improves your health. The question is, does exercise improve your memory as well, or your brain's capacity of remembering stuff? Okay, what I did, like a normal person does, I went to ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT about this, right? What else can you do? And I have my sleepy cat here, and sleepy cat talked with ChatGPT. I was like, hey sleepy cat, can you ask ChatGPT how can sports can improve memory? And ChatGPT told the cat, and the cat told me, of course, and he said the following: absolutely, exercise is basically performance enhancing drugs for your brain, except legal, free, and it doesn't ruin your liver, right? And it tells me how it's gonna do that. Now it has a few points there that actually make a lot of sense. First of all, blood flow. It talks about blood flow. Exercising increases your blood flow. Your heart starts pumping more blood with more energy, and with more oxygen. More blood with more oxygen means more energy, and all this blood, big part of it, goes to your brain. And it's like watering a half-dead plant that suddenly remembers it's supposed to photosynthesize. Practically, having more energy, more oxygen into your brain improves its cognitive capacity, and one of those cognitive capacities is remembering stuff and storing information. So practically, more blood flow, more oxygen means more oxygen. More oxygen means better memory. One of them. So that's one of the parts that's improved. Another part is neurogenesis. And it says here that the adult brain can create new neurons, which is nice, because new neurons means a better capacity of creating links between neurons, and those links actually represent memories, or memories are stored into links between neurons. And what it says here, that aerobic exercises like running, cycling, swimming, anything that gets your heart pumping and you yourself panting, boosts a chemical called BDNF, brain-derived neurophobic factor. Okay, and that's, in its own words, it's a fertilizer that helps your brain cells form and connect, which is very nice, because that helps, with the brain cells being formed and connecting, you can get more space for memory if you want. It's like having more transistors into your processor, or into your memory sticks or whatever. Another very important part here is less stress junk clogging your system. And this is interesting because stress blocks brain activity and blocks memory in a consequence. The hormone that creates stress, induces stress, is cortisol. More exercise, less cortisol, less stress, more capacity to learn and remember. So exercise to fight off stress and cortisol with it. Very nice. And of course, sleep. Now, the biggest helper for memory is sleep. If you sleep full at least 6 hours a night, and it's a healthy cycle with I know how many cycles of sleep. We're gonna go through that one next week. Is gonna be interesting. So if you have healthy cycles of sleep during REM sleep, not during deep sleep, your long-term memory is actually stored in your brain. So if you sleep better, you're gonna end up with a better memory. And exercise regulates your sleep cycle. So if you exercise, you're gonna sleep well, and sleeping well means better memory. So nice, right? Cool. Another thing, and this is important, there's a catch. Too much exercise, like in probably anything in this world, I'm not sure if there is something that if you have too much, it's not going to be bad for you. Anything in excess is bad. Exercise in excess is bad. Yeah, can hurt memory because of overtraining and fatigue. Your body is too tired to do work. Your brain is too tired to do work. It's too tired because it has to go and fix the stuff that you have broken with your exercise. It had to motivate you into doing that exercise because it's a very hard process, thinking process there to actually get you over the limit. Your body says, what the hell are you doing, man? Stop it. This is time to stop. That's too much work. That's too much exercise. And you're like, no, I'm gonna go through that. That takes a lot of brain activity and a lot of energy. Another sound. So not doing that. Doing that is going to stop you from actually improving your brain activity. It says here that around 30 to 45 minutes of moderate exercise 3 to 5 times a week. This is probably specific to each person, but it will help, and it's nice. It's important to have that into account. What I did forward is I actually went on the internet and searched a few articles about this, because it's important to grab some articles that you can personally judge if they are okay, on top of what ChatGPT tells you. You know, ChatGPT is biased. It's gonna always be biased. AI is gonna be biased. So you need to corroborate that information with something that you judge on yourself. Okay. What I did, I found 2 articles. One is from the Harvard Health page, and it says that can exercise boost your memory and thinking skills. And they have one interesting part here. They have one interesting paragraph here. The idea is that it is, but the paragraph is very nice. It says that many studies have suggested that the parts of the brain that control thinking and memory are larger in volume in people who exercise rather than in people who don't. One finding is that engaging in a program of regular exercise in moderate intensity over 6 months or a year is associated with an increase in volume of selected brain regions. So you exercise regularly on a very big period of time, and it's gonna help your brain. The second article here is from The Guardian, something similar, and it talks about some studies, and one of them says that a study from the University College of London has shown that 30 minutes of moderate to vigorous activity and sleeping for at least 6 hours a night could contribute to improving cognitive performance the following day. So it also offers a short-term benefit here, right? You do this now, the following day you're gonna work better, you're gonna function better. So exercise is good. You guys go ahead and search and get your own conclusion out of this idea, but from what I found, it seems that it's working and it's good. Now getting back to our part here. What did we want to do today? We wanted to see if I've been able to remember the quotes. Now, I kind of repeated them before because I created a video but with no sound, and that was about 10 minutes long. So this is the second take. Now, we're gonna see. First of all, we have the quote from Kevin Hart, yeah? And it goes something like this. Everyone wants to be famous, but no one wants to do the work. I live by this. You grind hard so you can play hard. In the end of the day, if you put all the work in, eventually it will pay off. It might be in a year, it might be in 30, but eventually your hard work will pay off. Nice, that was good. That's good. Second one, and this is something interesting. At some point I was like, oh, look at me, I remember this one. Let's see if I can remember the one for last week, and I'm gonna try this now. The last week quote was from John Hamm, and it was something like this. don't be afraid to fail. It's not the end of the world. And usually, no, most of the times, this is the first step towards learning something and getting better at it. That was also good. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. 10 minutes, 15 minutes ago, I did not know the quotes, and that was after a break of about 3 hours. But I repeated them, and this is my short-term memory that comes along. For me, this means that I kind of failed. I did not actually learn them, right? Because again, long-term memory, that's the whole purpose of this. I want to remember stuff for long-term. So even though now I knew the quotes, is because I've repeated them very early today. I will kind of consider this as a fail, but like as John Hamm said, I'm not afraid to fail, and this is the first step towards learning something and getting better at it, and I want to get better at this, okay? But either way, I am extremely grateful for you to be here with me and to join me into this journey. And yeah, if you want to see how everything goes, like, subscribe, and see you next week. Ciao.